Hello everyone, hope you're all okay. Right, I just thought I would come on and do a little video of some bits that I was playing about with last week while we was on holiday. Before I went, I stamped very poorly, I hasten to add. I stamped some images. I don't know whether you can see that. So it's like oh, that's better. Fairy images. I've had these stamps for years and I've never used them. They were free on one of the card making magazines. There we go. So I stamped some of those images. That one I only stamped one, and oh dear, dreadful. I still haven't ordered my stamping platform, but I will this week. I thought I was going to get it ordered last week, but I didn't. Anyway, so I've used those on some of them, and then I used this stamp. I've had this stamp for a few years. I did a Flowish journal swap with Rosaline. Oh, I can't remember your YouTube name, Rosaline. This and that. And she sent me this stamp in it, and I've never used it, and I thought, right, I'll stamp that out. But again, I stamped it very poorly, so I will show you what I've done anyway. I've just done 4 of these little flowers, and I've used my mermaid markers. I took my mermaid markers, took loads of stuff, took about 4 bags full of crafted stuff. These mermaid markers, and I don't use them straight from the pen. I put a bit of ink on a piece of acetate, and then I use another paintbrush because I'm not comfortable with working with watercolours and these pens. I feel that I would waste too much colour, so that's how I do it. But I enjoyed doing them. And then just this morning, because I hadn't got any letters or anything with me, I just found these. This is from a Flowish journal swap I did with a lady called Horace. Well, her name isn't Horace, but that's the name that she went by. Horace from the House of Bears or something like that. She hasn't been active or anything for a long time. Anyway, she sent me these, the sweetest thing, my mind's eye stickers, so I've used those on all of them. Just pretty little ATCs. Happiness, friendly, great day, oopsie, and perfect moments. And then the one that I said I just did one of. Yes, Mr. Doodle says, well, it's all right, that's just the moon. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. So I'll put some little sprinkle bits there, and she's sprinkling stardust on the moon, and just put cute there. So I should be keeping that one. But yeah, I think they're quite pretty. Excuse me. And then the little girl one, what's her name? Chelsea. So Champagne Chelsea, I will call these. Again, just on my acrylic block, and I did them all with what do you call it? I can never remember the name of it. Pigment ink, and you see, heat embossed it. Did that on those and on these, and because my pigment ink is quite juicy, I obviously pressed down too hard, well, on some of them and not on others. And I really cannot wait now to get a stamping platform to see whether I can still muff it up. That's that one. I just chose What a Day. That one, look, I didn't get her eyelashes on properly. No, what I mean is she didn't put her eyelashes on properly. That's what I mean. It's nothing to do with me. It's her putting her false eyelashes on. She got it wrong. but she's still the sweetest, and she's got a little bit of pink champagne in her glass. I really do, because I always keep the worst one. I really don't know which one is the worst. I think they're all the worst. I think that's probably the best one. I don't know, probably one of those is the worst ones. I don't know. So we've got the sweetest, today, what a day, and happy. That is those. They're still all white on the back. And I can't remember. I think this is on Dale Rowney mixed media paper. I usually write on the back of them. So that's all the ATCs. And then I'd cut some of the postcard pieces of paper up. I've got Dale Rowney Aqua and Dale Rowney mixed media, and again with my mermaid markers I got these two pieces of clear plastic from Packaging and dabbed a bit of mermaid marker on, spritzed a little bit of water, squashed it over. You'll all have seen this technique before. Squashed it over and then just picked the colour up like that. And I was Mr. Doodle, I was sat at the table. Mr. Doodle was sat at the table with his iPad. I said, oh, choose me some colours. So he was choosing the colours and I was doing the lifting off of the paint. So we've got that one. These are on the Daily Rowney mixed media paper. Well, they are pretty. That one is as well. Can't quite remember exactly what colours he chose, but I think that's the green, yellow, and that one. I think that looks like that. Oh, and a little bit of red probably. I don't know. But anyway, it was fun. Have I just said this? The weather in Filey was from Saturday until Sunday. It was absolutely beautiful. It was lovely and warm and sunny. And then it was forecast rain on Wednesday, and it rained on Wednesday, it rained on Thursday, and it rained on Friday. Wednesday, I went out every day, but Wednesday, Mr. Doodle didn't go out at all. I think I only went for 2 short walks. It was my least day of stepping on Wednesday. Friday, oh, I mean, it was just lovely because you know, being so close to the sea and being able to sit at the living room table and watch the waves, it's just wonderful. And Friday the surfers were out. There was about 6 surfers in 2 groups. And it was just lovely watching them, but it was quite wild and so cold. I mean, I only went for 1 walk in the morning and it was just so terribly windy. I was watching, I thought, well, I'm not walking on the beach. I went to go see if I could get some bits of sea glass, and I did get 2 pieces, and I was literally out for 20 minutes. I thought, I can't stand. I mean, I don't like the wind anyway, but when you know, the rest of the week it's been quite windy, but you know, it's been all right. But Friday it was just unbelievably windy. I take my walking stick with me, and it's a big walking stick. And I'm like, I'm clinging onto it for dear life. The wind was nearly blowing it out of my hand. And I got down to the sea glass and I thought, right, I found 2 pieces of sea glass. I'm going to go back now. And going back, I was walking into the wind. Oh my God, it was dreadful. I was so pleased to get back to the cottage. And on my way down, there was a lady walking on the beach, and you could see the wind was literally making her like jog a bit. I don't think she was meant to be jogging, but it was just blowing her that much, and the sand was like a desert storm. It was like wild, but it was all good fun. So yeah, and then it was just a rainy, wild day, and by afternoon it did clear up a bit. So Mr. Doodle says, "Oh, let's have a walk up and have some lunch." So that's what we did. But there were no ice cream places open. We had ice creams most days. I don't think we did on Thursday and Friday. But anyway, so that's my bit of playtime. And oh no, I got this as well. I took this book and my charcoals. So I'm not going to show you all of them because I think I did show these the other week. So I said to Mr. Doodle, right, I fancy working with my charcoals, and I haven't done anything with charcoal. I'm still a beginner. I'm not what you would call a drawer, a professional drawer or anything like that, but I don't mind showing what I do because we've all got to learn, haven't we? So I asked Mr. Doodle, got my iPad and some images on Pinterest, just photo images, nothing to do with charcoal. Charcoal. See, I'm at it again. Charcoal. So I just got some face images up, and I says, "Oh, will you just choose me a face, something as a reference?" So he chose a face, and I meant to bring my iPad through so I could show you, but I haven't, so I can't. And this looks absolutely nothing like the photograph, which it wasn't supposed to do. But it was a black lady with, she got lovely blonde hair, curly, tight blonde hair, and she was quite wide-eyed, but not that wide-eyed. And she was showing her teeth off. Well, no, teeth just did not work, so we didn't do teeth. But I'm quite pleased with it. I quite like how I've got a neck and a collarbone, and yeah, quite like that. Well, it's okay. So there's that one, and then the other one he chose another. Or did I choose this? Oh, he said, "Oh no, you choose it." And again, this looks like a little girl, but it was a lady, and it actually looks like another one that I did with charcoal last year. But again, I'm quite pleased with it. It's all right. And then I've got some spray that I put on. I know lots of people say, "Oh, use hairspray," but I've never found that hairspray seals it really. But and if you don't, it just all comes off. So that was that one, and that is there are some more bits in there, but I have shown them before, so I don't bore you with those. I've bored you long enough. What else? Oh, I've got my latest order from In Love Arts, but I can't show you it yet because well, I've had to write to them about something, and the lady said that she's on holiday until the 8th of October, I think it is, so I won't hear back from her with my query until then, so I shan't be showing you those yet, but I'm quite pleased with those. And that is it, I think. I've got nothing else. Just looking, no, nothing else to show you or tell you really, other than that we did have a really nice week. So we didn't do much, but we don't tend to do these days. It's just nice to go across to the sea and sit and, well, a couple of days we took, I think 3 days I did, took my coffee and some toast, some crumpets across, and sat and had my breakfast, and yeah. And if we didn't go across to the seafront, we're still on the seafront, sitting on the seat outside in the cottage garden. So it was lovely. My daughter and granddaughter popped across yet to see us yesterday, which was a lovely surprise. My granddaughter's was back from university for, well, just for the weekend. and we was showing them the holiday photographs and that. And Michelle said, she says, I think I'd like to go there. She says it's really nice. She says it's an ideal spot. So they're going to look into going, but they'll probably only go for 3 or 4 days. She says she doesn't think that they would go for the whole week. My granddaughter, bless her, she only been at university a few weeks, beginning of September I think it was. Oh dear. And she's staying in, what do you call it? Anyway, she's staying in the university accommodation, and in her block there's 10 of them I think, but she says they all sort of just stay in the rooms and nobody sort of mingles. But anyway, on the second day they took her on the Saturday, and on the second day, oh dear, at 7 o'clock at night I was in my craft room, and I thought, as you all know I'm deaf-ish, I thought, what's that noise? And then I realised it was my daughter. I could hear my daughter coming up the stairs. And I thought, she's crying. Anyway, she was crying. I said, oh my God, what on earth's the matter? Anyway, cutting a long story short, my granddaughter, on her second day, being at university, in her accommodation, she'd gone into the kitchen and she'd looked out of the window and she thought, oh, what's going across there? There's a lot of people across there, and there's a bridge, and a man had hung himself on the bridge, and of course she was frantic sort of thing, so she rung her mum, and then her mum, she come over here, and oh bless her, what a thing to see on your second day at, I know it was nothing personal to her, but that sort of image will always be in her mind, won't it? And it's not a sort of something that you can unsee. It's obviously very sad for the person's family and what have you. I don't know any more about it. I mean, Leonie, she doesn't want to talk about it. She did talk about it to her mum, and then my mum and dad, they went, that was on the Sunday, and then her mum and dad, they went to see her on Monday. Well, Mr. Doodle said to him, he said, look, why don't you just go pay her a surprise visit, because at this point they hadn't actually started at university, so they just turned up, and they took her best friend with them, and she was talking to her best friend, and she said, no, look, she says, it's done, it's finished with, don't want to talk about it anymore. So that was that. But the university are obviously aware that there's going to be several of the students that have witnessed it, and they're being really good in counselling if they need it. And yes, so anyway, she seemed all right yesterday, and then she went back yesterday, and then on Friday she's going on the train to London to see her best friend who's at university in London, so that'll be nice for her. I presume she's just going for the weekend. Anyway, 18 minutes. Right, I'm going. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for all your comments on the excuse me, 2 little sunrise clips that I did last week. I think I've got caught up with answering. I'm really not caught up. I hardly watched any video. In fact, I don't even know whether I did watch any videos. I took my laptop with me, and I took my iPad with me and I just didn't bother. No, it was just, I don't know, I always like to take them in case I want to watch videos or do anything. But anyway, take care everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.